bringing you the latest news from Estacado Athletics. This is the Matador Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back to the High School Fan Zone on a Monday night. We're going to jump into the Matador Fan Zone. Another reminder that the schedule format has changed a little bit. Monday nights will be 6 to 7:30 with the four LISD schools, Coronado, Estacado, Lubbock High, and Monterey in that order every week. Wednesday night will be Friendship, Lubbock, Cooper, and Liberty in that order every week. 6 p.m. start time both times. We're here with Devin Griffin, who, kind of ironic, you just followed Coronado, your alma mater.
Yes.
I just asked you, 2010 graduate, and you played for
Shirlene Lilly.
The late, great Shirlene Lilly.
Yes.
Who I got to know back when I was at the AJ and followed her teams. Ashley was just talking to one of her players about how she could not stay calm on the sidelines. Shirlene Lilly was not calm on the sideline either.
Ever.
She was very energetic, and she got a lot out of you guys. Remind me who some of the – I was gone. I'd moved to Louisiana by then, but some of the players you played with, because Coronado's girls' recent history has been pretty impressive.
I played with Susie and Lizzie Dimba. They both went to Abilene Christian. I played with Casey Boyles and Lauren Dudding. They both went to UMKC. I played with Jennifer Altman. She went to LCU. I played, and Casey finished her career at Lubbock Christian. I'm trying to think. I played with Bailey. I can't think of her last name right now, but she was a senior when I was a freshman, and she ended up playing at Lubbock Christian as well. I think every year I was there, we had 2 or 3 girls graduate and go play somewhere. So we were always very competitive in practice, very, very competitive. And it showed with the amount of kids that she was able to send to different places. And I mean, my older sister, Doris Griffin, she played for Coach Lilly as a freshman with, Danica Romero, Erica Valek, all of those. So
those were some of the girls that were still here when I was still here. I remember Erica very well. Mm-hmm. She was generational good. Oh, yeah. Now, all of those young ladies played with Devin as well. If I had them on there, they'd talk about playing with you. You were, everything I've heard about you, and Ashley verified this, you were a pretty good baller.
I tried. I didn't have much of a choice. My mom I came from a baller family.
There you go.
All of my lineage, my mom, my 2 older sisters all went to Tech. So it was go big or go home.
There you go. You've been at Estacado for 6 years as the head coach, and you've built – now, Diane Morgan got them going. And
for sure.
Diane's one of your –
mentors, for sure.
And one of your bosses at Estacado to this day. I remember back then the team she had, Tiny Henderson, kind of got them going.
And then in 2000, I want to say 9, they went to state.
Yes. Estacado had a pretty good run there because then Tony Wagner took the boys to state and came home with a pretty nice piece of hardware.
It was a good year at the E. It was a good year. We're trying to get some more of that back.
Well, and you've built – I don't want to say rebuilt because that sounds like the program had gone somewhere. You've got a good program established there. You're 9-8 right now. Mm-hmm. You're coming into. You guys don't start district for a while. I'm looking at your schedule.
Actually, we start tomorrow.
You do start district,
and then we take a big. There's a big space in between, but we start.
Well, that's weird.
No, we play San Angelo Central tomorrow. Okay.
Well, I knew it was.
Yes.
I knew you were stepping up a couple of classifications. Bring your rock star on here. She can come in here and talk with us if she wants.
Give me the phone.
This is 5-year-old
Avery Ross.
Avery Ross. Avery, it's nice to meet you. I am very much a girl dad, and my wife is a kindergarten teacher. I told Devin before we started that I'm very used to this age group of children. So
we're still working on doing our job.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. San Angelo Central tomorrow, and then you take a break going into Caprock. Mm-hmm. And you guys, am I looking right? You guys start with Plainview?
Yes, we do, which they're typically on our schedule, but with their district going big the way that it did, kind of they needed to move some things around. So
yes,
but I'm glad to get them again. We want to be competitive. We want to get ourselves ready, So we're excited about that.
I've seen Plainview play twice, and I may see them again tomorrow night. Your girls will have to be ready to go that first night of the Caprock, because Plainview, he started to restore a little bit of that tradition that Danny Wren had going for years there. So we're going to take a break here on the High School Fan Zone. We're going to come back on the Matador Fan Zone and talk more to Devin Griffin and Miss Avery, if she's not going to be shy, about the Lady Matadors and what they've done this season and what's coming up as they take on San Angelo Central tomorrow and then take a break before they take on Plainview in the first round of the Caprock Classic. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score. This is the Matador Fan Zone.
Keeping you up to date on the Estacado Matadors. This is the Matador Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back to the second segment of the Matador Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. I'm with Devin Griffin. I had to double check. Griffin is your maiden name, correct?
Correct.
That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure, and you mentioned your sisters, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't, because I don't want any moms or grandmas mad at me for not using the right name.
No, we've got the right names.
2010 Coronado graduate. This is a unique show tonight. Ashley was the one outlier because Reggie Gibbs comes on after you. He's an Estacado graduate coaching at Lubbock High. And then Josh Davis is like the other. He's a Monterey graduate coaching at Monterey. So he went back home. That kind of tells you a little bit about basketball in Lubbock.
Oh, for sure.
There's some folks that could play that came back and have coached pretty well, and you're one of them.
Thank you.
The team you have this year, you're 9-8 right now, which I talked to Brad Crow from Lubbock Christian today about this. To me, win-loss records at this time of year, you don't have to worry too much about it because district is what matters.
Right. And that's kind of what I tell my kids. I said our season is broken up into 3 different seasons. And you get that first where you're working out the kinks, that preseason stuff, and you're in there and you're trying to just get better every game. So a lot of the teams that we've played are 5A, 6A, or you have your new homes who are ranked teams.
Yep.
We try to, or your Abernathys, we're trying to play people who can expose us and make us better. We don't want to play people that, let's just be 10-0 for the sake of being 10-0. No, we want to make sure that we are prepared and that we're ready. And then I tell them we go into district and we should be finding a rhythm and getting hot. And then when you get in the playoffs, that's when the real work shows. Because now you shouldn't be making those mistakes that you made when you were 9-8. If you've gone through district, for us, I'm hoping to be, what is that, for us, 10-0. I was like, it's time for those things to start coming together. It's just one piece at a time. And that's been big for us over at Estacado. Everybody is walking into everybody's practices talking about the work's going to show. The work in the classroom, the work in the gym, the work on yourself, anything that you're doing, if you're putting work into it, it's going to show. And so that's what we're trying to preach and hope that it's getting through.
And I'm glad you brought all that up because you're a Coronado graduate. Mm-hmm. When you got to Estacado, the culture there, were you familiar with it, or did it hit you when you got there that this is a really cool place to be teaching and coaching?
Well, I had told my mom, now that I think about it, I would have liked to play there. Just with what I know from Coach Hughes and having pressed all my life, and then to press with some kids who are just designed to press. Everything about it makes the game so much more fun. And we had a ball at Coronado, but I know in that 2009-10, I am so sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Where's my youth again?
It's gone. Go now. Go.
Avery really wants to make her radio and TV debut tonight.
She will not be back, so I'm glad we got to meet her. But she will not be back. But playing against those kids, the Ard sisters were there. Brittany, I can't remember her name, but they had some really good kids come through there, and some of them I played with in the summer. So I'm like, we might have had a better chance. I know I would have had a better chance winning state there than, playing at 6A Coronado, where you're getting some of those bigger schools. Playing 6A and playing, what were they, 3A at the time?
No, they would have been 4A.
Playing 6A and playing basketball, and some people hate to say it, but it's different.
I would imagine the coaches at Friendship would very much agree with you that they have really good teams and get to about the second or third round, and realize
then
that's a whole different level.
Yeah, a team that could potentially have 71 kids.
Yes.
And going to LSU and different places like that. It changes the game.
It does.
Changes the game.
Well, real quick, give me a couple of girls that are with you right now. I know Tiona Duvall's been there. Seems like she's been there about 8 years. I bet you'd like to have her another 8 years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's great when your hardest working kids play the most minutes. Tiana's never tired. She's never tired. And I ask a whole lot of her. And to watch her mature and to grow is as wonderful. And I know for her, it's about, I want to score and I want to be this and I want to be that. But she does. What I love about this group is we have so many kids that do so many other things than score. And that the goal is to win. If Tiana doesn't score a point and we win the game, Tiana is a happy camper. And that is what makes teams special. I've got Life Hamilton back with me.
Been around for a while.
Yep, right underneath the basket. She's struggling a lot, but like I tell her, I'm like, you don't have to be great today. But in February,
there you go.
You got to have it. I got to move in from, she's from Friendship. She's a junior. Her name is Addie. She's working her way into the system. But, luckily for her God-given ability of just being an athlete and being able to move and run and shake around, she's fit tremendously into our program. I have some kids that moved up from JV, Jada Fee and Azaria Reed, we call her Street, that'll just run through a wall. This group right here, they will run through a wall. And we're working out the kinks. And under our leadership, I've had a Chandra Johnson for 3 years. She's just she pours into everybody's cup. And that is what I'm loving about this team. And that's why I feel like we're going to be dangerous come February, because they want to be and they pour into each other in that way. And so I could go on and on about them. And I'm only carrying about 8 right now. And I have a couple out with injuries that just still haven't been able to come back. But the way that they fill each other's cup, it's not showing to them right now, but I can see what that'll look like when games get hard and you're mad and you're out of breath.
There you go.
And you don't want to press anymore. I know what that's going to look like in a timeout or in the locker room when we've been practicing.
You've got an Estacado graduate out there.
I see him.
Handling Avery a little bit. Reggie Gibbs has popped up outside the screen there. Your district got a little bit different, a little bit better this year. Mm-hmm. It's been you and Levelland kind of knocking heads for the last couple of years, and now Liberty elevated a little bit. I don't know if you've gotten to know Morgan Glaspie or kind of followed her.
She's
a little bit younger than me.
Right?
Spearman. Her dad was a coach at Plainview, Junior Ashmore.
I gotcha.
So she's got a little bit of that Hale County, West Texas to her, and her teams play the West Texas way. So that district's going to be a little bit spicier now with those 3 teams. You guys have knocked on the door there with Levelland a couple of times. I'm kind of eager to see if you can't knock it down this year.
Well, I tell my girls all the time, I'm like, we want to beat the best. And so with this new district, we want to be the best team in this new district.
There you go.
And whether, playing anybody who comes in, that's who we want. We want everybody's number, game in and game out.
Well, and Estacado gets district started after Caprock, but they will be in action Tuesday against San Angelo Central. That's been the Matador Fan Zone. We'll be back after the break with the Westerner Fan Zone.